The fabled winds of Patagonia. Just look it up on YouTube. You can see kids just leaning against the wind. It can get really intense out there. Weather is known to change on a dime. And that's the experience that I had when I tried to get a nice shot of Torres del Paine. So we went to Patagonia, dream trip for us. I'd always wanted to go and shoot in Patagonia. Just the epic mountains, iconic. And I knew as soon as we got our first shot that I wanted to find a vantage point that was up high, just getting everything. So I found a hike that went to the top of a pretty tall hill. And I thought, pretty easy hike, shouldn't be an issue. Well, that's where the winds come in. Start the hike off, everything seems perfectly fine, normal day, and I get partway up and I see some rainbows on the horizon. And I start to notice, hey, those rainbows are kind of getting closer to me. And I start to notice that storm's coming my way. The winds just start whipping past me on the trail.
It's a little hard to hike, but it's so windy.
And I mean, it's like lifting me up off the ground and pushing me like 10 feet forward. It was insane. At one point, I kind of had to duck behind a rock because it was just gonna flip me right off the side of the cliff.
I'm walking and the wind just, whoo, and I had nowhere to go to follow it. So I just dove behind this rock.
Eventually, I get up to the top of the hill and I'm like, okay, we can do this. I'm getting ready to shoot. I'm just all bundled up. Well, I look up and sure enough, those rainbows I saw earlier are coming my way and I can see the rain coming. So I just had to repack everything up and I eventually just went into a fetal position next to a rock. I sat huddled up against this rock, against the wind and the rain for a good 30 minutes. By the time I got done and I set up my tripod, my lower back just gives out. So then I realized that I have all this wind and rain and a 60-pound pack and a hurt back. And now I've got to hike another 2 miles back down this hill and then at least another mile back to our hotel. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I was able to make it, just strapped up real tight around this part for support. Luckily, when I got down to the bottom, I waved down a car and it was some French dude and he gave me a ride back to the hotel. So all worked out. And you know what? When I look at that video, in the end, it was really worth it because, I mean, the shot is just incredible. And I don't think a lot of people get that vantage point. So sometimes it's worth doing that little extra risk of life and limb to get the good shot.